Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We rewrite the rules. The countdown has begun. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Every day when it does that little boom right at the end, I jump. It scares me.
Yeah,
I don't know it is even coming.
You get all pumped up, don't you?
No.
Dun dun.
Dum
Dun
dum.
dun.
Dum dum dum. Speaking of which.
Ah,
Oh yeah. Good morning. How y'all?
how's everybody out there in listening land and Facebook land and YouTube land?
Shockwave, how you doing? Oh, his ears twitch.
He's
Yes,
great.
good
He
boy.
finally has a place to lay.
He could have moved it himself. Well, let's just start out with the slop this morning. You ready to do some slop this morning?
Yeah, I guess so.
30 years ago, it's been 30 years. There was a little witch named Bertha, came a call.
It's not my name for, but
Well, the little witch named Bertha might have been circling the globe for the last 30 years because she could be coming back. We've heard stories about certain events turning up on our doorsteps many, many years after they first appeared. It generally circles the universe and comes back around after, stopping by Mars and Venus and, Uranus.
Oh, Lord.
Well, 30 years ago this month, Hurricane Bertha knocked on the doors of folks in southeastern North Carolina. Then she made her way up the coast, slamming into Topsail and points inland. In the Gulf of Mexico, right now, there's a low pressure system forming, and the National Hurricane Center says it's looking at it closely. Possible development right now, 20% chance over the next 7 days. Towards the weekend, early next week, it's a possibility it could become something.
This is our fault.
And yeah, I know we talked about it last week. But anyway, if it does, it would be, and it gets to be a tropical storm type thing, something to be named, it would be Bertha. 30 years later, same month, same area.
Bertha is
What are the odds?
too much.
That is just really okay. Anyway, nothing to jump up and down about right now, but we're staying in touch with updates. The
Yes.
interesting thing is perhaps the second named storm of the season. It would be called Bertha and maybe Bertha the Second. How about that? Bertha the Second.
I really thought
Bertha Two.
that they
Two
would.
Bertha.
I mean, we did have some deaths from Bertha
Mm-hmm.
back 30 years ago. We had a lot of damage. I know Onslow County took a hit. Of course, that was our first hurricane in many, many, many years to actually come in like it did. And it was an experience. I remember, whoa. And then to see that on the list again, I know when we talked about the names many months ago, I was like, why Bertha again? And then there's the Asa, whatever that one is. And then Cristobal is next.
Uh-huh.
And we've had that one before. So
Yeah, whatever.
can't they find other names
Well,
instead of
well,
recycling?
If there's nothing you could remember, if you're local, and there's
remember.
nothing you could remember. How about Andrew? Permanently retired. Hazel's retired.
Yes. Harvey
Is
and
Harvey retired?
Katrina.
Katrina, I know is retired.
Harvey caused a lot of floods in Texas. It was bad.
All right. So,
Really
anyway, there's another system out there too. Came off the
Africa.
west coast of Africa yesterday, day before yesterday, not before last. But anyway, it's out there. It's a possibility. That's in prime birthing ground out there.
Yes, that's
So that's
where
they
most
got
of
a
them.
lot of warm water to go through to get here, and plenty of opportunity to build up because they're not a whole bunch of land masses If it stays north of the island chain, there are pretty much no land masses if it stays north of the island chain and moves towards the northwest. So that just gives it plenty of opportunity. Grab the Gulf Stream and get really intense. I'm not going to talk about it because it's not going to happen. We may get some rain, and I will welcome. I will be dancing into the rainstorm if we get this.
You and me.
What that mass is out there that hopefully won't even become Bertha. If it becomes named, it's going to have some wind associated with it of almost 40 miles an hour.
Yes.
We don't need that. That just makes a mess of
aggravating.
tree
Yes.
limbs and
Yard cleanup.
Yeah. So we really don't want it, but we can use the rain. So if she wants
most
to come through,
definitely.
here's a low pressure system and some 10, 15 mile an hour winds. It's no big deal. It's heavy surf. You just got to be careful. Okay, so that's it. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown, part of the Live and Local Bertha Watchers Real Talk team.
And good morning. I'm the Lee Barrels, the one that is going to tell you that Bertha is not a nice lady and she needs to stay away.
She's a dog.
She's a
Dog.
dog.
There you go.
Female
Not a good dog.
dog.
A bad dog.
Bad dog.
Not a bad dog. No.
No, we'll watch it. I know people were already, oh, it's coming this weekend. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's going to be a nice weekend.
Yeah, we had
Sunday may be some
had
rain.
some reports last night that it was off South Carolina. No, that little thing you see on the National Hurricane Chart is
That's
where
the
it
cone.
may be going.
Right, right.
So low
That's
pressure
the
where it
projection
might-
right now.
Yeah, and it's not organized, so it's not really a direction of travel. It's just where
Speaking
this stuff could drift.
Speaking of weather, I have to tell my story. It happened to me a couple of nights ago, like 2:00 in the morning. Well, here's some little noises
Is this R-rated?
no, but this is
Okay.
it. Just talking about weather made me think of weather radio, right?
Gotcha.
Everybody needs to have a weather radio
It'll wake your butt up
because
in
the
case a
last
tornado
couple
comes.
severe thunderstorm warnings that we had only came through that radio. They did not come anywhere else, as
That's
it
right.
normally does.
Radio always works.
But I kept hearing little, like a creak here, a creak there, and my little dog, he's on alert. He's got his, and I was in the living room. I have a lounge couch, and we were curled up on that 2:00 in the morning, TV on. So I thought maybe it was noises on the TV. Then all of a sudden, I heard this crash, and my dogs got up barking. Well, it sounded like it was coming from the front door.
No.
And so I got up and got my protection and traveled up that way.
What are we going back to? No. Okay.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
I got my pew pew. You can't say the G word on social media, but I got my pew pew, and I said, okay, let me see what's
Sounds
going on.
dirty.
Finally found out. You know what it was? It was my weather radio fell off the wall.
Well, that was when your weather radio falls off the wall, you got a real serious storm going on. What?
Yeah. Well, see, I have it up on the wall next to the window because with my metal roof, it's hard to get a reception.
How did it
with that.
fall off?
Well, see, I have it up there with double face tape, and it's been up there for a year.
And the tape wore out.
And the tape evidently wore out, and it fell off the wall. But I'm gonna tell you what, I was ready to. I was like, "What's going on?"
I shot my weather
That's my
radio.
weather
That
story.
could be a country song. I shot my weather radio.
First thing
It
I
woke
did,
me up
though,
in the middle of the night.
Was pick it up and hit the button, and it came through crystal clear. I was like, "Phew, at least I didn't break it."
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's my signed autographed one from Donnie.
Okay, so
TV
Donnie was
12.
beating on the wall last night, was he?
No, but it was crazy. I thought somebody was messing with my front door again. Because, I had that happen one night where they tried to kick it in.
Yeah, well,
Stupid kids. Dumb.
that's like in this house that would be hunting over a baited field.
Well, fortunately, I had my daughter's then lab who weighs 120 pounds.
Oh, Lord.
And when she heard that, she went to the door and she was ready to tear through it. And I was just like, okay.
Mhm.
I wasn't scared.
Well, that's good. You were hiding in the closet while your dog heard yours.
No, I was just sitting there on the couch laughing. I was like, anybody fool enough to try to come through that? But of course, my outer door and my inner doors are always bolted anyway. So, but I knew they weren't coming in the front door,
Well,
regardless. regardless. Anyway, yeah, we're looking at weather's going to get hot again and the possibility of rain starting Sunday. So, and then we'll be monitoring what Bertha does well, she may not even get named, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Wait and see.
I just hope it'll come in with some rain and then go away.
I would love the rain. You know, my yard is so dry, so dry, that even the weeds are starting to die. And weeds are generally last to go. So.
I'll turn my Wi-Fi off over here.
Tom Austin, I know you're watching. I need to talk to you. I'm going to call you later. I have something you might be interested in.
Okay. You got to get that going. Let's see. What else we got cooking out there? Oh, yeah. Wait, I don't know what the latest is. I don't have information. But we had a situation there at Surf City yesterday.
Yeah, sad.
And one man was pulled from the ocean, from the surf. Somebody else on the beach saw him and pulled him in. And they're doing CPR until EMS could get there, and they took over and transported. And unfortunately, he didn't make it. Don't have any other details, and there could be more information out there, but I don't have it as yet.
Well, Surf City sent out a presser yesterday, just that he was pulled and attempts were made, CPR, and the man passed away. That's all they have said right now. Of course, you know, I'm sure they're waiting to contact family members, etc., which as it should be done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's not nice for the local media to be notifying the family.
That's right.
And
that has happened.
It's happened, unfortunately, more times than you can even imagine.
People posting car wrecks on social media.
And when you drive up on a wreck and you decide, yeah, I'm going to get out here and post this, and it'll go really bad. Look at that car. It's all crunched up. Look at that. Oh, there's a white sheet over there.
Yes.
And they post that kind of stuff.
They've
Guess
done it.
what? People recognize the other people's cars. Do you know that? And even if it's not the individual, look at all the other individuals out there who are like, oh my God, that's a car that looks just like my daughter's.
If you want to post there's a wreck in this vicinity, find alternate routes.
As a traffic information piece.
That's fine.
You're not a reporter. You are not a journalist. You have no credentials. Credentialed reporters have better sense.
Exactly. Well, the thing about it is, you know, I would freak out to open up social media and see one of my family members or friends' vehicle all torn up, and of course, you know, the information that gathers on these posts. There's a lot of embellishment, and it gets worse than maybe what it was, and I don't want to see it that way. It's just frightening, and so. If you're out there and you see something, or you know, just post, hey, avoid this area because, you know, of a incident, a traffic's backed up or whatever. But don't be posting pictures, man.
No, that's just absolutely classless.
Yes, I agree.
And we'll put it like that. It's classless.
Classless.
I tell you, those naughty guys with the Onslow Sheriff's Office. They're naughty
Busy
people.
boys.
They've been rooting around a drug house again. Agents of the Sheriff's Office began working a series of complaints about drug activity in the Hubert area, specifically at one place. Yesterday, at some point in time, I think it was early morning, 5 months of surveillance and undercover work, the knock at the door was one that so many people know is going to happen. They just don't know when. The residence in question was on Apollo Drive. 7 folks were at home. 5 were given a free ride downtown. Arrested were 35-year-old Samantha Lee Wolk, that's W-O-E-L-K, of Hubert. Charges included possession with intent to sell and deliver meth, manufacturing meth, possession of meth, maintaining a dwelling for dope, felony conspiracy, and more. Her record includes breaking into cars and stealing a credit card. 36-year-old Britt Wayne Sathoff of Hubert. She had the same charges. Possession with intent to sell and deliver meth, manufacturing meth, possession of meth, maintaining a dwelling for dope, felony conspiracy, and he had more charges as well. 31-year-old Kylie Renee Cricks of Hubert. You can add possession to all of those other charges there. Possession with intent to sell, manufacture, and deliver fentanyl. Manufacturing fentanyl. Manufacture, sell, and deliver heroin. For record, possession of drugs, several counts. Possession of stolen property, and an outstanding warrant for ditching her parole officer. That means she is what is known as an absconder, and they laid the habeas corpus upon her. She was a wanted woman, and not for all the right reasons. 28-year-old Quentin Devon Graham of Jacksonville. He got the same charges as Ms. Cricks. All of the original, plus the possession of fentanyl, possession with the intent to sell, manufacture, and deliver fentanyl, manufacture, sell, and deliver heroin. Absolutely. His record, possession and delivery of drugs. Then we come along. 33-year-old Jeffrey Mitchell Hensley of Jacksonville. Trafficking in fentanyl by possession, trafficking in fentanyl by manufacturing, possession of fentanyl with intent to sell and deliver, manufacturing fentanyl. And finally, this guy liked to break into cars. Thing is, he wasn't too good at it because he got caught a lot. More than 5 convictions in the past. Also, his charges in the past, convictions included larceny of a gun, possession of a stolen gun, possession of a gun by a convicted felon, drug sales. Virtually every one of the more than a dozen convictions were misdemeanors or were felonies. Virtually every conviction he had was a felony. Some pretty serious ones at that. The total time behind the walls, 3 years and 5 months. 3 years and 5 months. He had enough to put him away for 30, 40 years, but he spent 3 years and 5 months. All of these 5 folks are in jail without bond pending a court appearance, along with the drugs agencies, more than $1,800 in cash. Well, I wonder where that came from. All of those arrested are to be considered innocent pending trials. I hope that someone is from Crime Stoppers, not from Crime Stoppers, but through Crime Stoppers. I hope they made a call about this one. I hope that they're going to get a reward. It would be very rewarding to see a tipster get some money for this deal. Somebody turned these folks in. 5 souls with prior convictions taken off the street until it comes time to let's make a deal. In my thinking, there's nothing that, if convicted, that should not see this quintet get to be very old in prison. Their previous history shows they have nothing to offer society except more killer drugs coming into our community. I really wish I could sit in on any proposed deals that their lawyers would be making to the district attorney or to anybody else. I suppose laughing my butt off with whatever offer they gave would not be very proper, but it would sure be a lot of fun for me. I don't care who they know that's bigger than they are. I don't care that they know the mayor, the county commission chairman, or God. I don't care that they have seen the light. I hope the next light they see is through slatted bars. This is a good catch, y'all. No need to let it become a catch and release, hoping for a bigger fish. Y'all can get the bigger fish. Don't worry about that.
That's right.
These people have got history. There is no room for any discussion. The way you can get ahead of this thing is to go ahead and plead guilty now and get started on your lengthy prison sentence. You may get out while you're still breathing air.
And we've talked over and over and over about people like this who've been arrested, prior arrests, prior incarcerations, on parole, arrested again, out on the streets. And we're going to get a lot of those questions answered starting next month.
Yay.
We're going to have the senior court Superior Court District Judge,
He's going to hate me.
the Superior Court Senior Judge,
Yeah.
is going to come in and on our program here, and we're going to talk about this. And we talked last night about him being a reoccurring guest on the show.
Yep. Good.
And so we can learn about how this works and how sometimes things differ between what a magistrate sets, what a judge sets, et cetera,
Yep.
what the law says, why, and why there's so much difference why.
And part of this goes back to our legislators.
Yes.
Because our legislators, every time things come up, if you would ever pull the general statutes, chapter 14, that's my favorite because that's all where the criminal statutes are. Just look online and get a copy of it. If you can get a book with what's got the original statute, the wording, what was done, and then go back and look at the different changes that were made in the statute because of the legislature, not because of the judges, not because of the district attorney, not because of the police officers, but because of the people that we elect. We have control of those people. We have those people by the hair. We can tell them whether they're good or not. And if they go through and they want to change the laws that would keep bad people in prison and add some those little things in a law that, what do they call them? Loopholes. I was told by a lawyer who was a legislator many years ago. He said, we build in loopholes because we have to practice law and we have to try to get our clients off. We build in loopholes to a lot of the laws that we make.
Right.
Really? I don't know whether he was kidding, but looking back at it, I don't think he was kidding.
Well, where is that? Oh.
So it's up to our current legislators and future legislatures to fix some of these problems. And no,
Yes.
Mr. District Attorneys, Mr. Judges, Mr. Lawyers who will say, Your Honor, this guy killed 5 people, but we can plead him guilty if you like. As long as we take the death penalty off, give him life in prison, life without the possibility of parole. BS. That's what the charge today. Prior to 1977, we had, you will die when you're sentenced to death. That was the rule.
Right.
You're going to be executed if you're sentenced to death. And then they came up with all sorts of excuses after that. Well, maybe not. Maybe life. And then, we go sentence them to life in prison. Well, how long is life in prison? How long do you think life in prison is? Let's say you're 20 years old.
Until you take your last
when are you
breath.
going to get out of prison?
When you take your last breath.
20 years. That was a life sentence.
The thing about it is, Rayford, they could sentence you to life imprisonment. Say you're 40 years of age, you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. That's what you're sentenced right now. 10 years from now, the courts could change the laws and the rulings.
Not the courts. The legislature.
Well, the legislature, the courts, everybody involved, everything could change. And you've been in there 10 years, and guess what? Things have changed now. You're eligible to go home.
Yeah, you're eligible for parole. Life without parole is easy enough for the legislature to change because they get a bleeding heart group of legislators, those that are the twinkle toes.
Right.
When they get up there and they say, God, life without the possibility of parole, what's a man got to live for? Nothing, I hope. Die, I hope.
Right.
It's okay with me.
See
Not
what
a problem.
happened with Jolly.
Open up some spaces for new bad people.
There was a case.
Okay, I will calm down. No,
Oh,
just for a moment. The marine forecast, the long-range marine forecast, going to depend on other things than the norm this time around. It's okay. We'll let you know what's happening in areas that will impact our area. Inland troughing is expected to develop east of the Appalachians and continue into the weekend. This will lead to a southerly flow developing and continuing through the end of the week. Elevated winds and seas likely over the weekend into early next week. Today, out to 60 nautical miles. Westerly winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming southwesterly 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas around 2 feet. Friday, southwesterly winds 5 to 10. Seas again about 2 feet. Saturday, southwesterly winds kicking up 10 to 15, increasing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon. Seas picking up as well, 2 to 4, maybe bigger. A chance of showers and thunderstorms.
Today will be sunny but hot with a high near 97. Heat index values as high as 105. South wind 3 to 7 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 76. Friday, sunny and hot with a high near 97. Saturday, sunny with a high near 94. It's dropped a little bit. And Sunday, afternoon showers are likely and possibly a thunderstorm. Mostly sunny with a high near 95. And that's except when it's raining. You were talking about, let me tell you about this story. All right. Back in 1991, there was a man, Jolly Williams, that brutally murdered his wife, Judy Kellum Williams, right up here on Kellum Loop Road.
Okay.
He brutally murdered her, put her on the bed, and set the bed on fire. The house caught fire. Right.
I wasn't here,
All
but
right.
I remember that story.
I remember it well, and I mean I know the family, but he was given a life sentence without parole.
Mhm.
Can I tell you how many times he's been up for parole?
Is he still in?
He's still in, but
You're lucky.
the family and friends keep writing letters, but
But they're gonna get weary. They're going to die out before he dies.
But why give a life sentence to someone and then they become eligible for parole time after time after time after time? That's one thing we're going to ask the judge.
Mr. Manson became eligible for parole. At least they kept asking for it.
It is
I
just,
understand.
imagine if it was your sister. And then the killer was.
You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but the killer was sentenced to life imprisonment. If it's life imprisonment, that's where they need to stay. Life in prison.
Life should mean life.
But he's been up for parole time after time after time.
You can't do the time. Don't do the crime.
That's right.
There's been others. Even that idiot that killed 4 women that I know of, because I stood over their bodies in 1974. He kept coming up for parole. The last time he came up in 2000.
Which story was that?
Marcus Schrader.
Yeah. I thought that's who you were talking
2007 or early 2008, something like that. And then got a call from Bill Andrews, who was a district attorney and prosecutor. And Bill said, listen, we've lost a lot of people who worked that case, and that so-and-so is up for parole again. He's going to go before the board. Are you available? Absolutely. Can I bring my gun? He said, they won't let you. I said, darn. Because that's one man should have shot. But he died in 2008 or 9. What, 8? Whatever.
Yeah,
somewhere around
he
that
did. Bye-bye.
So he
I hope they
but
just
he lived way too long.
dug a hole through a minute.
35 years. He lived half of his life in prison awaiting execution.
Being fed every day, being clothed.
He was supposed to be executed. The original sentence was death. But of course, in 1976, the Supreme Court overturned the death penalty in the mid-70s. And then every state had to, that wanted to carry out the death penalty, they had to go back and regroup and come up with a plan that the Supreme Court would agree to. And it was like, okay, what can we do? First thing, we had to be tried by a jury, and that same jury had to decide whether the man would be executed or not. If the DA had sought the death penalty. Who was the first person executed after that was reinstated in North Carolina?
Reinstated in what?
The death penalty was reinstated in North Carolina in the late 70s. Who was the first person to die in our?
I don't.
Who got
I
the
don't.
needle? Who was needled to death?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you do. Velma Margie Barfield.
I was going to say Barfield, but for some reason,
Grandmother,
yes,
a white grandmother.
she was crazy.
Don't you know that
She's a black widow.
Don't you know that a whole bunch of those people sitting on death row, if they can execute a white grandmother, ain't nobody on the death row got a chance.
But you know,
they
there's
did.
been a
still
state in
there.
the death penalty in North Carolina for years
Why?
now because a huge argument, with
What's the
these
argument?
religious groups and et cetera, et
They're
cetera.
not in the legislature.
And so right now it's all been like put on hold, and it's been on hold for years and years and years. Maybe one day they'll bring it back into the legislature and talk about
It should be done today.
Well, that's one of those things that's going to sit in a
A
committee.
bunch of elected officials will not get together and do it. Quit doing the committee routine. Just bring it to the floor.
It's a very political issue
Why?
because
How does Florida and Texas do it? How do they get away with it?
Good question.
Georgia, South Carolina, they're executing the idiots.
Ron DeSantis needs to come up here and run for governor.
Yeah. Maybe we just turn over.
You give him a room in your shutout there. Make that
I'd give
into
a room in the house.
in a rental or something. Make that big building a rental.
That's not a problem.
I wish you would. I'd sell my house and move in it, so I wouldn't have to pay taxes.
Yeah, you would.
It's part of my rental fee.
Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, did we do weather? We haven't done weather, have we?
Yes, we did weather.
I didn't do weather.
Yes, you did, because I
didn't-
followed you. You didn't do
I didn't finish the weather.
the ham radio report.
Our ham radio friends out there.
Oh, we just need to start all over
And
again.
radio, I still screw up. I'm still fighting internet over here.
Yeah, I see you keep clicking, and I was like, oh,
It's one of the two systems that we have here, and for some reason it doesn't have internet, and it's coming in on the same cable. Just two different modems.
that's the issue I had yesterday trying to sign something with Adobe. Adobe is
the pits.
evil.
Well, before Lee got really evil this morning, she called in a weather report from her house there in the woodlands.
woodlands.
She's in the woods. 71 degrees, 88% humidity, 29.98 inches of mercury. 24 hours ago was in the low 60s, mid to low 60s. You know that?
I know. It was so nice
It
yesterday.
was. No wind she's
Got my
got, no
sweater
rain
on.
she's got. Joe down in Swansboro, in the borough, 75 degrees, 93% humidity, 29.99 inches of mercury, northerly wind, a breeze at 2. And of course, there's no rain. Nobody's got any rain.
No rain.
Joe ran on over to Emerald Isle, and 76 degrees there, 90% humidity. And he got about 29.95 inches of mercury, 1,017.1 millibars. Southwesterly breeze at 2 to 4 on Emerald Isle, Bladen County. James called in 75 degrees, 94% humidity, 29.99 inches of mercury. Southwesterly wind at 4. Over in Jones County in Maysville, Richard's over there, 70 degrees, clear, 97 degrees. He can see clearly now, 9.3 miles, 29.99 inches of mercury. South wind at 1, that's a breeze. Southwesterly wind and Cedar Point at 3 to 5. Ward's reporting 76.6 degrees, 89% humidity, 30.06 inches of mercury. Yes, that is my favorite caliber of rifle. Good all around for anything. Brian, also in the borough, 72.3 degrees, 89% humidity, 29.65 inches of mercury. No wind and no rain. And we haven't heard from Carol or Dale this morning up at Riverbend.
I hope
Hopefully
they're
they're getting some
sleeping.
rest,
I
getting
hope
some
so.
well-deserved rest and relaxation. Ken in Onslow Bay, 75 degrees, 84% humidity. Randy on the golf court riding around, southwesterly wind, in southwest. He had a no wind and no rain, 29.97 inches of mercury, 99% humidity, and 69 degrees. Now I have completed that part of my mission. And I'm tired. Can I take a nap? I need a rest.
You most certainly can. It's just kind of an off morning.
Okay, then I'll be right
now, but I can talk about. I've got another stupid as stupid does story for you while you get your drink. I'm going to talk about it.
I'm looking back in.
What you doing?
Mesh.
Oh, I hope I'm not on Mesh. Okay, anyway, here's a stupid as stupid does thing for you. This is out of Florida, go figure. A woman in Florida was arrested for failure to yield to an officer after a routine traffic stop turned tense when she asked the deputy for directions. Now, we've talked about failure to use a turn signal. We've talked about expired license plates, reasons for getting you stopped. Well, she stops to ask for directions and ended up being arrested for DUI. According to the sheriff's office, the incident began when the officer pulled over the woman, observing that her vehicle was out of the traffic lane. The officer requested her driver's license and registration, but she failed to produce either. Here we go. This prompted the officer to ask if she had been drinking, noting her slow reaction to questions. The situation escalated when the officer asked if there were any weapons in the vehicle. She admitted there were several firearms, including a .380 caliber handgun. The officer then informed her she was under arrest for DUI and asked her to exit the vehicle. She refused multiple times, telling him absolutely not, and continued to resist while being escorted into custody. Now, how stupid can you be? Oh, good Lord, he's got the crowbar out. But how stupid can you be? Stop and ask an officer for directions and you've been drinking. You have firearms in the vehicle. You refuse to cooperate with the officer. Rayford, every day I'm reading stupid stories. How a turn signal, not using a turn signal, can get you arrested. How driving without a driver's license can lead to more serious complications like, well, now we have probable cause to search your vehicle and they find all sorts of dope. I mean, how much more? It's just amazing to me the stupidity of people out on the roads doing stuff like this. Not everybody. A lot of us are good drivers.
Having dealt with a few
Yes.
in the past, not as many. I don't think they were as stupid in those days.
Well, listen to
Really
this. Body cam footage released online shows a woman arguing with officers, and of course they had more come, making offensive remarks and even slipping out of her handcuffs after arriving at the station. Her
That'll
husband,
get you charged with more
but
stuff.
her husband, also a police officer, appeared in the video and made an obscene gesture before the vehicle was stopped. What?
Some cops are not real smart either, you know. Not
Some
everybody.
don't need to be cops, Rayford.
I suspect that his days may be numbered.
Moly. Well, I was connected to that. I think.
Was it working?
Yeah, it was. Well, okay. Well,
Were you
let's.
connected to Spectrum or Mesh?
Well, it's showing I have. Well, just carry on. Let me see what I've got here. But Richard said, "Go work on your rig later, Rayford."
It's not the rig. It's the internet connection in here. No, it's just we have two internet connections.
Yes.
One of them is
All right, mine's working.
is
again.
operating right
Okay.
here, and this one is still not connected yet. But it looks like it's green is coming.
I must
up.
be on the other one.
You're on the
I
other
still could be on my truck too, because lots of times I'm on my truck when I come in.
Well, that's just weird.
Yeah, I know. Well, I connect. Well, we're not even going to talk about it because I'm still aggravated over trying to sign a document using my Adobe yesterday. And my Adobe and my computer do not mix. And
I understand.
Adobe said, "Oh, we're going to update this program before we let you sign."
Oh, don't do that.
And it got jammed, and
Don't do that.
just I'm about to
No
cancel it again.
updates. No updates. Don't not update.
This is Adobe, not.
It doesn't matter.
This is the app. It conflicts with my operating system on my computer, and it said that the Run application the sender that sent it was set to high, and that it had to be. I was like, I'm not doing all this. We'll print it out, sign it, and mail it.
There you go. Print it out, sign it, scan it, and mail it. Or it's just scan it and send it that way.
I don't know if
I
I
do it
even
all.
bother with that. Anyway, so that's my stupid as stupid does story for the day. And in Atlanta, let's talk about Atlanta, Georgia. Now, Fulton County Sheriff's Deputy Evans Lanford was responding to a report about an unhoused man accused of making threats.
A what, man?
Unhoused. I guess it's another word for homeless. Like somebody, DEAD, dad, is called unalived now. So these are all now proper words for social media. Anyway, he was accused of making threats. Lanfond was on a plainclothes detail in an unmarked Honda.
That should be embarrassed.
That's embarrassing. With
and I drove around in a Volkswagen.
concealed police lights, but had not activated the lights or siren before leaving the vehicle to approach the man. So he had nothing flashing. Surveillance video shows him drawing his handgun and chasing the man, but the passenger in a nearby car, Ivan Watson, had no indication that LaFond, get his name right, was law enforcement.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So Watson, who was with his brother in the area, believed that LaFond was an armed attacker, and he fired 12 rounds towards the deputy, striking him in the lower left leg. Only after being wounded did LaFond shout, "I'm a police officer," while he dragged himself to safety. Investigators found that LaFond had not identified himself as an officer before the exchange of gunfire, so therefore the man that shot the officer, no charges were placed against him.
Was his life in danger?
Well,
If his safety was not in danger, he's a civilian. He has no right to be shot.
He thought
Fired 12 rounds. Where did the other 11 go?
bad shot, evidently.
Where did the other 11 go? It could have killed babies. It could
That's
have killed
right.
everybody.
Right.
You know.
Yes.
No, I would have charged him.
But the Atlanta Police Department closed the case this past May, citing the video evidence that LaFond did not identify himself before being shot.
Well, that's one thing. That's an internal deal. But the other guy committed a criminal offense. Personal opinion, North Carolina, you should go to jail.
You know, all I can tell you is he thought that
I thought
this
that the
guy
moon
was
was falling too, so I started shooting at it. What difference does it make what he thought? He had no right to do it.
I'm not grocery shopping anymore. I'm going to have everything delivered. Yesterday at Kroger's in Houston, Texas.
Oh, I saw that.
There was a shooting in the store. I mean, it turned out to be domestic related, but 2 people shot and others hurt in a grocery store, Rayford, in the middle of the day.
How do you
It happened at like 3 p.m.
Yeah.
People were in there shopping, and a guy walked in and started shooting. They said that they felt like it was domestic related, which the actual facts have not come out on it.
Domestic mean?
But you know what? In a grocery store, come on. Now, I go and shop in I'm constantly looking around for the ice cream cooler and anybody else that looks suspicious. By the way, they had 2 for $6 the other day.
I go, even when I go to the grocery store, I'm a little bit different, a whole lot different according to some people, but I carried for so long,
Yes.
officially, and I just never got out of the habit. So it's like, you get up in the morning and you put your pants on, then you put your gun on, then you put your phone on, and then you just make sure you got your pants, phone, pistol, zipper.
Well,
in that order.
That's easy for you to say. I have no place in these jeans to put anything.
Then wear something that you do.
I don't have anything that fits that loose.
Something that you do.
I'll strap it on my ankle. Wear long pants.
You can do that too.
There's
the other option. I got holsters to that. As if oil prices aren't high.
Get a holster in there.
That's not what I'm talking about. As if oil prices are not high enough, Iran decides to send a drone into an oil hub warehouse. Why? Causing a massive explosion and igniting a petroleum fire of the first degree. Flames were shooting heavens knows how far into the sky. I saw the video and saw the drone come in. The U.S. has worked to knock out refineries across Iran, yes, an effort to create problems in transportation, military, and civilian stuff. The idea was they got all the oil in the world, but if they can't refine it into gasoline or diesel or whatever, it's not going to do them a whole lot of good. And we've got a blockade set up here, so we're not going to let them ship it out by freighters. Nope, by tankers. Nope, not going to happen. So we had them good, and we knocked out the refineries. Good. But now, over this stupid whatever it is, we decide to let them go ahead back to business. The refineries don't stockpile millions of gallons of raw product, as this warehouse operation apparently did. Of course, somehow, this is Trump's fault. So time for me to rant.
Go right ahead.
What's odd is that I understand how the negative Trump derangement syndrome causes those who just don't like Trump to feel the way that they do. I understand that. But I got a problem with this thing called Trump derangement syndrome. What really bugs me is that educated leaders in other countries seem to forget their positions when Iran was sponsoring radical terrorist attacks around the world, including on their countries. The thug regime is completely out of the closet with its desires to kill President Trump and dismantle the American government and our way of life. They've made it perfectly clear. Are you so blind that you haven't seen it? But there are those really smart people who ignore the past, do not believe Iran would ever act that way again, even while the daily news stories from every news outlet is pointing out the actions Iran takes daily. A deal that was waiting final settlements, we were led to believe, until Iran opened fire on a ship in the Strait. Then a U.S. warship comes under fire, and Iran says it will never sign off on any agreement to let the United States or any other country inspect their uranium enrichment facilities. We do not care very much about their electrical generating possibilities. No, we're not trying to stop them from doing that. We want to make sure that the uranium that they're using in those facilities is not the really enriched stuff that goes ka-boom boom. We have experts in half of the chairs in the United States House and Senate. I'm waiting to hear any one of those with a realistic plan to make sure that the American hating Iranians will not continue attacking American warships and commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz, and to show us why we should trust the same Iranians are not going to continue developing nuclear weapons of war. Does anyone, who amongst you, I don't care whether you lean left, right, pink, or green, or whatever your persuasion is there anyone who trusts the Iranians to live up to any agreements that they would make? Is there anyone? I hear right now, I can hear some, well, let's just give them another chance. How many times are we going to be slapped? How many of your relatives, if you had any in the military, are you willing to sacrifice for this opportunity for Iran to have one more chance? Crickets. How many times do we give them, time after time after time after time, another chance, honey, just another chance? Oh, we'll let you do it again. Okay, not a problem. I'm sure you'll keep your promise this time, right? No. They said, well, we're breaking our promise. No, we're doing exactly what we said we would do if they did not abide by the rules of the road, and we're going to kill you. They are trying to kill us. They've made no bones about it. They are taking out heard a bunch of newspaper articles. We're coming to kill you, Americans. Mr. Trump, you're going to be ours. We're going to kill you, Mr. Trump. And you know, when a guy's had as many people trying to kill him as this man has had, he kind of takes him seriously. And I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him a bit. But it's not his call. All of this is not his call. Yes, he's the commander in chief. He's making the final decision here, but he's not making all of these calls. If you think that one man does all that work alone, no, he's not. His policies may be one thing, but there will be critical situations where you're going to get the expert advice of the people who actually know how to get this job done. And that's who he's relying on. He's never been in the military. He has no clue what to do there. No. There are people who do that. Anybody listening, any one of you, let me know. Do you believe Iran will not attack this country once it has a satisfactory delivery system with whatever warheads that they would use at the time? Today, they don't have the nuclear warheads, but they're getting closer to a delivery system that could actually make the full trip. Why did we go after their Navy first? Because they can make that trip close to our shores in international waters to be within range with the missiles that they have today, if they had the ships to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Their ships have been severely disabled or done away with. If they had submarines, can you imagine them having one USS North Carolina submarine? I've been aboard it, and I know what it's got. I know the capabilities of it.
Right.
Can you imagine them having one of those war machines? It is a machine of war. They could strike from anywhere in the Atlantic Ocean, the United States. And we would never see it coming. Luckily today, we've got, with enough time, advance warning whenever they launch anything. The closer they are to our shores, the shorter that time frame between launch and impact. There's still a reaction time on our part, and then our stuff has to get to their stuff and intercept it. And if it's really close to our shore, what's going to happen then? Suppose it's setting off North Carolina 150 feet of water.
I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it'll get that close. We're not going to allow it. I'm telling you right now, I'm just tired of the whole Iran deal.
We were sitting the same way in the early morning hours before 8 o'clock in the morning, December 7th, 1941. Oh, that's never going to happen.
That was way back then. We've grown since then.
Okay, let's go back to 25 years ago this year, 11 September.
They were already in the country.
Let's go back to 2 days before that, where they were starting to come into the country.
They were. How long had they been in the country?
Some of them just been here for a short time.
Well, we had open borders. We were allowing everybody in.
They were coming from Canada.
Yeah, we were allowing everybody in.
We still are.
Yeah, well, they are, but it's a lot less these days. It's not like it was.
How confident are you? Not Lee. She doesn't believe that.
I feel very safe living right here. I do. As far as out coming across the ocean at us.
How confident are you, one way or the other, that we will be totally safe if Iran's rogue thugs are allowed to stay in office? Or in power, they're not in office. How safe do you feel?
You talking about the ones in Iran?
The ones who are currently breathing air, who might not be here much longer.
Well, see, I don't know the full scope of everything. I feel like that a lot of stuff is being hidden from us.
Well, sure.
I don't know what's going on. I just know I'm tired of Iran. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of bombing everything. I'm tired of the whole thing. Either get it done and over with or go on.
And if
it's playing games with them every day.
And if we go on and without getting her done, are you happy with that one?
No, but this whole thing that's affecting all of us. I mean, this, okay, we're going to have a ceasefire start in 24 hours. We go
Which is
hour
baloney.
26 and the ceasefire is over. It goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then they tell us, oh, well, tariffs are going to go up. Custom fees are going to go up. Everything's going to go up because of this. Why? Why are we suffering? Why? Why do we have to take care of all the world's issues and
Well,
problems?
the problem is a lot of that stuff that we have to, prices are going to go up, and it's going to affect, it will affect every one of us, because these guys won't be able to use the Strait of Hormuz without paying a huge tariff fee to Iran. And so if every ship that's going to come through Strait of Hormuz is going to have to pay, our prices are going to go way up.
Well, and yeah, Tom, I know there's a lot of terrorists in the country right now, but that's not what I'm talking about. But I'm just tired of us paying the price for other countries, and our allies are sitting back, not helping.
We got one ally.
They're just like, Israel.
Yeah, that's it.
They're just like, y'all are on your own. So we end up, the American people, paying a price, which understand how it all works. But either make a decision what you're going to do, Mr. President. Make a decision, Congress, what you're going to do. Let's get over there and let's clean the place out, and let's go on.
Dr. Murphy a couple of days ago said that there were not enough votes in the House right now to go to war.
Exactly.
Yep.
Because everything is political.
They got to have put it in front of a committee. You got committees up there. That's all we hear about. You talk about committees. It's a committee. It's a committee. It never comes out of committee.
Right.
How much stuff ever comes out of a committee, or is it just falls by the wayside?
And let me just address that. You have a lot of senators and a lot of congressmen that are making, they're worth millions.
Yeah.
They have millions in their bank account. And
so long as they can drag out stuff.
And so, they can go out every night of the week and have a prime rib, and a baked potato and a scotch or whatever, while the rest of us struggle when we go to the grocery store. Yeah, it's easy for them to say, let's just stick it in committee, because it's not really affecting them.
They can bury it.
That's right. They can bury it.
What they do.
Well, they drive their BMWs home,
I know one guy will be driving his 400,000-mile pickup truck home.
That's right.
If North Carolinians get off their
That's right.
rumps. And
I guarantee you, it's Michael Whatley is elected as a state senator for D.C.
I'm not proposing. I'm not in here campaigning for Michael Whatley for the U.S. Senate. I'm campaigning against Roy Cooper. His ads on TV right now just disgust me. I was the attorney general for 8 years. I put all these people in prison. As governor, you turn them all loose. Whatever. I would wish if there were reporters out there, they see these commercials, why aren't y'all going up there doing a fact check? How many people did Roy Cooper put in prison? How many cases did he ever hear? As attorney general, as a prosecuting attorney, how many cases did he ever hear that he went after these people and put them away? How many cases did he make a deal with? How many deals did he make with lawyers not to put their people in prison?
I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it. How long is this going to drag on?
That's how
right. How long is all this going to drag in Iran? How much longer is when it first started and they said, oh, it will be 2 weeks. We were like, oh, no, it's going to be a lot longer.
It's like I told the congressman the other day, it's going to last long enough for one missile to go right through the House doors into and out of the U.S. House of Representatives.
Or something tragic happened here in the United States. Big.
And then everybody's on board now.
Then everybody's like,
look at me. I voted to get rid of those people. Like, let's go get them. Let's go get them now.
Yeah, let Schumer's BMW blow up or something. Then we're going to do something.
With another 3,000 Americans getting killed in one day, in 1 hour.
Or Hakeem, let somebody try to rob him out on the streets. That is an illegal immigrant or whatever. Then they're going to want to do something. Because right now it doesn't personally affect them. Go get in your Rolls Royce and go have a steak.
Trump derangement syndrome.
Oh, God.
Trump haters have no respect for this man. Matters not what he does. In most cases, I would venture that rational people would find that Anyone garnering half of the votes cast has something about them that's good.
Agree.
Something about them. But
Agree.
those who hate Trump, some of them will not be satisfied with showing those who like Trump how much of a bully they can be. Some are just bullies. Others are the kind that get outwardly angry, shout, scream, and even attack other people. Let me go to New Jersey. Oh, yeah, you know where it's going, don't you?
Yes, I do.
A woman old enough at 33 to be classified as an adult,
Right.
became so bat poop nuts, saw a teenage girl on the boardwalk wearing pants that displayed Trump and ICE patches on them. Walked up to the
Yeah.
teen and slapped the girl across her face, then across her body. You didn't see that?
No, I did not see
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Now, the woman wearing the patches, was that like in favor of Trump and ICE? Or?
Yes, a teenage girl wearing pants displaying Trump
would you
and
do
ICE
that?
patches
Why would
on
you
the
do
boardwalk.
that? Why would you
She
do
walks
that?
up and she's 33 years old, twice the
Smart.
girl's age,
Too
slaps her
smart.
and then hits her across the body.
Mm.
And guess what? This woman entered the United States from Canada on a passport in 2024, and she was recording the teenager girl and her friends on her cell phone, and then walked up and attacked the girl. Then the lovely 33-year-old foreigner took off running. She was captured on security cameras, tracked down and arrested. Caitlin Tracy is charged with assault and endangering a child, harassment, and obstruction. Guess what happens to foreigners who overstay their welcome in this country when they attack our kids? Yep, she was picked up by ICE and taken to the immigration holding facility in Newark. Her husband posted a tearful video talking about ICE arresting his wife. I'm not sure whether they were tears of sadness or tears of joy, but you may want to be heading back for the border yourself and just like leave her here. You'll be better off.
Ooh.
Oh, what?
You brought up something yesterday, and I didn't realize. I know Steve's on the line, so I'll wait till after Steve
Okay.
is done. But you brought up something yesterday, and I'm going to bring it up. I did not realize who it was that was involved, and I've got the story here, but we're going to talk about it after Steve.
After Steve. Hey, Steve.
Hey, good morning, guys. How y'all doing today?
Hey, a little PO'd today, a little bit.
I got you.
All right,
It's a
come on.
beautiful day, man. You shouldn't be upset.
I didn't say I was upset. I said I was PO. There is a difference.
Okay.
Upset is-
those kind of lines blur to me, whether you know which one's which.
Yeah, upset is when I spill my Coke or something, but PO'd is when somebody else kicks it over.
I got you. All right, that sounds good.
That's a good explanation. You can understand now, can't you?
I can understand now. Yeah, that was a distinction worth mentioning. Yeah. I tell you guys, I called in this morning. The first thing I wanted to talk about was Trump derangement syndrome.
Yep.
What y'all described there with the lady attacking somebody because she hated Trump so much.
Yep.
That's firmly Trump derangement syndrome. I agree with y'all.
Okay.
If you hate him so much that it makes you attack people, something's wrong with you.
Yep.
On the other side of that coin, though, just because somebody hates Trump, I don't feel like you can really label that derangement.
Oh, I don't do that. If you do not like anybody or Trump or anybody else, that is not a derangement syndrome, in my opinion. Just because you really don't like, I don't know, Charlie Manson, that's not a derangement syndrome. If you get out and you act the fool and all you do is get out there and you protest and you're up and down and you live your life to hate, that's a derangement syndrome. If you can see absolutely no good whatsoever in somebody that 50% of this country voted for and likes, that in itself, if you can see no good in them, I mean, look at Obama. I found a whole lot of good in Obama. I found a lot of good in Clinton. Bush, not as much, but I found good in Bush. Bush Sr., I liked. But I find good in a lot of people. Even Jimmy Carter. Richard Nixon,
Yeah.
I was on the border, but he was so good at foreign affairs. I can take the good and the bad and mix them together and come out with something. People who hate Trump, like so many people out there, they hate him so bad they can see nothing good that he's done or ever will do. That's a derangement syndrome.
I understand where you're coming from, but I think you're glazing over the elephant in the room, which is Trump built his persona on being the villain, on being a person who said terrible things that caused controversy. You can go back to before 2012, before Trump ever got involved in politics. That's what he built his persona on, was being a ruthless villain of a real estate mogul.
Well, you're fired is one of the things that people remember.
But we can go back before then. We can talk about the lady that he tried to run out of her house that she owned there in New York because he wanted to build a high-rise. We can talk about the 5 black men that he said needed to be executed that they found out had nothing to do with the Central Park rape. And he never...
I mean, that would now, if something like that were to occur, would you go back and say, Mr. Obama, how stupid were you when you blamed the police officer for an event that you didn't know anything about until the facts came out, and then you never said anything else about it, that you were wrong?
I don't disagree with you there. So, I think it's similar.
You know, but do I have an Obama?
Do
I have an Obama derangement syndrome because of that? No, I don't.
I know, but you're talking about a single instance. You can literally find thousands of examples of bad character prior to 2012. We don't have to talk about anything political.
Mm-hmm.
You can find thousands of examples of bad character prior to 2012 that he did on purpose.
Then how did he get elected? How did he get elected, and why? And see here, not.
You can even.
Well, hold on, just a minute. Let me finish that thought. And it's not that you can't blame Trump for his stupidity. I do it every day. I blame a lot of people for their stupidity every day. I do not blame the people that support these people. They have voted for him. That is what we call in this country your privilege. It's a right to vote, and you exercise your privilege to vote for whom you want. Why am I going to castrate you for doing that?
But verbally. Here's what I would throw into that conversation, Rayford, is that you are assuming that everybody that voted for Trump likes him. You yourself have said you would not want him to. Well, you just said that. If 51% of the people or 50% of the people voted for him and liked him, that's exactly what you just said.
They liked him as the president. They wanted to vote for him as president. Yeah.
Well, they wanted to be president. They don't necessarily like him.
Well,
but the point I'm trying to make is, like, he goes out of his way to say things horrible. The things he said about John McCain when John McCain passed away.
Yep.
The things he said about, we can talk about things he's done to examples of bad character in the last week.
Yeah.
Or last year. Or 20 years ago.
He's got bad character.
He does.
But he's the president.
If people don't like him, he goes out of his way to be the villain, to say things that purposely enrage people.
Mm-hmm.
And other presidents haven't done that. They may have done things that cause that effect, but they didn't do it on purpose, constantly and nonstop for 50 years. People hated Trump in the year 2000. There was millions of people that hated Donald Trump.
I never even heard of it
in the last century. There were millions of people that hated him.
I don't remember Donald Trump in the year 2000. Didn't care about him. He was another one of those rich guys that I could care less about. Did not make any difference to me what he did. He was not impacting me or my life. Nothing.
I get that. But he still was building a base of people that hated him.
Okay.
On purpose.
I don't know.
He was doing it in the 80s. He was doing that.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you look it up, it's there for you to see. You don't know what happened there. Don't mean
even at that time, I did not. If I didn't know it, I didn't even care about it. That was 50 years ago.
Right. It's been going on for 50 years. It didn't happen 50 years ago. It started 50 years ago.
It started 50 years ago. But anyway, what you're talking about was 50 years ago. Whatever else is going on. I mean, the first time I remember him, believe it or not, was on the whatever that TV show was. You're Fired. I thought it was a stupid show.
It was what? And there was a lot of Donald Trump on before that.
Fired.
Yeah, I didn't care. I just thought it was.
Well,
I thought it was a stupid
then
show. I watched it for fun.
Then the question is it fair for you to say people have derangement syndrome if you really don't know much about the man?
Yeah, it is fair for me to say that. That's the observation that
You're not even aware
well, hold on.
a lot of the things he's done.
Wait a minute now. You're talking about we'll call it, if you want to call it, a 50% of this country. If let's say 50% of the country hates him, if they hate him to the point that that's all that they can think about, that is a problem.
I agree. Like with the lady attacking somebody, there are some people out there that take it too far. But to label everybody who criticizes him that way, and that's what the right does, is implying that it's unjust and without cause.
No. I criticize him. I do not have Trump derangement syndrome.
I didn't say you do.
I know, but everybody who criticizes him is what you said. I criticize him. I don't criticize everybody who criticizes him. I don't care. I care when they get out there and go overboard. I care when he does the same thing, and he does it more often than the normal. I think, a personal opinion. He goes way out there in the crazy field. But that's a given. As far as I'm concerned, that's the way I look at it. And everything I'm saying is my opinion. What I see are people out there who cannot get over the fact that he is the president of the United States. And what are you going to do about it? Go slap teenage girls because they're wearing a patch?
Well, the same thing could have been said about the people who didn't get over the fact that Joe Biden won the election. And the same criticism did not come from the right about those folks.
About the what?
The criticism was not the same from the right about those folks who did not get over the fact that Joe Biden won the election.
Well, there was.
I'm now saying that you can't get over the fact that Trump won. Everybody's fine with the fact Trump won. He won.
Everybody's not fine with it, obviously.
Well, I mean, they're fine with the election.
Not everybody.
Okay, we can split hairs over that if you want to. But you cannot compare the reaction to the 2020 election by the Republicans to the reaction of the Democrats in 2024. That is just not even comparable.
Now we're going into back to history again. I've said that Trump, he needs to get over. He won't. He's not going to get over. He lost. Right. See, here's a problem that so many individuals in this country have. They will never get over the thing that they lost. How many little kids in the Little League, when they miss, they strike out, they get so mad, they can't stand it. They throw bats, they slam their bits into the ground, they do all sorts of things. It's the same thing with people like Donald Trump. They get so mad they cannot get over it.
But the big picture there is that we do not accept that type of behavior from children.
No, we
Why
don't.
are we accepting it from our president?
I don't accept it from him.
We used to.
That's a derangement, if you ask me, is people who want to look the other way about so many things that Trump does.
Mm-hmm.
I could sit here and give you hours of examples of bad character. What the people on the right who say I have Trump derangement syndrome, not saying you, let's take it above us. But there's plenty of people that as soon as I start criticizing, that's what they're going to say. That's going to be a reply. I can give them thousands of examples of bad character. They cannot give me one example why that stuff don't matter.
See, here is the problem when you start trying to compare this president to another president. You're going to get into the people that are going to do just like you've already done. The Republicans, they went crazy when he lost the election in 2020. No, the Republicans did not. A small group of Republicans did. Trump-led Republicans did, a group. Now, relatively small as opposed to the half of the country that voted for him. Not everybody went crazy. I didn't go crazy when Obama won. I didn't go crazy when Joe Biden won or Bill Clinton won. It's what we call our process. Some win, some lose. Move on. 4 years from now, you don't like it, find somebody that can win for your team.
Right. And honestly, sometimes I think people would hear one thing compared to what people say. I didn't say all Republicans responded that way. I said you can't compare the way Republicans responded to the way Democrats respond.
Yeah, you cannot compare either one.
I did not give a designation of how big a person that is.
Here's where I was going with that, Steve, and I'll make this quick because we got to go. What I was trying to impress upon you is that just because one guy does it this way or one group of people do it this way, I don't really care. Why do we have to compare this group to this group? Every time something is brought up about Trump, somebody brings up something about Biden or Obama. Every time somebody says something bad about Trump, about Biden during all those years, well, look at Trump. That's all I heard for 4 freaking years when Biden was president. That's all I heard. I got tired of hearing it. You're making excuses, and anybody that says, well, look at Trump, or anybody that says, well, Trump's not so bad. Look at Biden. He couldn't even ride a bicycle without falling over. Well, why are you comparing this? It's over. They are not the same people.
Rayford, you initiated it when you said that people could not accept that Trump won this last election. That's why I brought up their response was way better than the response at the last.
All I was doing is talking about the individual starting out with this woman, female. I'm not calling her a lady from Canada who is here illegally, by the way, and she's going to be removed. Beat up a teenage girl, half her for freaking age, because she had a patch that said ICE and a patch that said Trump on her jeans.
Right.
That's where it started. She cannot get over it. And she's not even an American. Well, she is, but she's Canadian. There's a difference.
Right. But that is a disturbed individual. That is not a reflection of the Democratic Party.
I didn't say it was.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, that lady was wrong. She is deranged, but it ain't. I'm sure it's not just about Trump. I'm sure she's deranged about a lot of things. If she's exhibiting that kind of behavior.
Yeah.
I agree that some people go too far.
It's appropriate that ICE picked her up when she was PO'd about ICE patch on the girl's jeans. That's appropriate.
Right. So the point I'm trying to impress on you, if I got you, and we'll leave it at this, is that if you want to, that lady does have Trump derangement syndrome of some kind. She has derangement syndrome of some kind, and it may not just be Trump. I'll fully admit that. That's wrong. That shouldn't happen. And I think everybody would agree that's wrong. That is sound mind. The point I was trying to impress, though, is that a lot of people who support Trump try to just discredit every criticism of him by saying, "Oh, you just hate Trump." And I get that all the time from a lot of different people. And to say that you got derangement syndrome because you point out the despicable, disgusting things Trump does on a daily basis. I mean, Rayford, even you point out things that you don't like that he does all the time.
Absolutely.
And that shows a fair and balanced grasp on reality. Only issue is, would you agree that some people just use that as an excuse to ignore those things?
Well, I agree that some people will do pretty much anything, but I also agree that, there are other people that do exactly the opposite, that they will say, it doesn't matter what Trump does. If he was able to walk on water and solve this whole problem in the Mideast right now, nobody on one side of the aisle would give him any credit. Look at the State of the Union addresses. Even some of when you look at that kind of stuff, man, here's the other thing. There are Republicans who did something similar, not to the extent Pelosi tearing up a speech.
That was
things like that. We're talking about, these are people who are grown adults, supposedly, that we have chosen as our leaders. And this is the kind of stuff that I see from our House and the Senate. No, I just, it's not tolerable.
I disagree with what she did that day. I think that was unbecoming of her office.
Yeah.
I agree. And the other side of that coin is, can you not admit that Donald Trump played a role in how people feel about him? He's not walking through this world as an angel who never does anything wrong.
Steve,
people have plenty of reason to not like him.
Everybody plays a role in how people feel about them.
I get that, but once again, he has built his whole brand around being the villain.
If I were to
Trying to
be
make people
wearing,
not like
if
him.
I were to be wearing a Keep America Great ball cap or whatever the thing is
Make
today,
America great again.
whatever it is today, if I was wearing that around town, would that be a reason for somebody to come over and try to knock it off my head?
Somebody would.
You assume somebody would, but that would, obviously
it
somebody puts
happened.
their hands on somebody else,
It happened,
regardless of what they're wearing.
It happened, but not
Yeah.
to me, because I dared it. I had a CID officer retired. He gave me a cat way back in 2016. He said, but all that stuff started because people were knocking caps off of other people's heads. And he said, you don't have the guts to wear it. Well, I did, and nobody hit it off my head. I don't know why.
Right.
But
Right. And honestly, regardless of what somebody's political beliefs are, for somebody to think that they can go up and put their hands on them over
absolutely wrong.
absolutely wrong. I detest white supremacists
So
and
do I.
neo-Nazis.
Well, I do
can't
too.
stand them.
You know,
I think they're nothing but hate in their heart. But I don't believe I have the right to even tell them they can't believe what they believe.
Nope.
Or they can't say what they say.
It's not your
Now,
place
I
to
have the
lie.
right to counter what they say and say what I feel.
Uh-huh.
But I cannot physically attack them
And
because of their ignorance.
here's where
Yeah.
so many of the problems in this country get started, is when one idiot is out there on the corner doing that. Let's get the dude with a Klan outfit on, parading up and down the street. Okay, he's spewing hate and discontent by just his robe and his costume. I'll call it a costume. It's not every outfit. His costume, right? He's spewing hate and discontent because we know what the Klan was all about. It's not going to be a problem until me or you, or especially Lee, I know how she is, would confront him, get into an argument that ends up in fisticuffs. That's when the problem begins. Not because he walks up and down the street being the idiot. That is us who create the problem. Was he a catalyst? Absolutely. Is Trump a catalyst? Absolutely. But when does it become a problem?
Well, that's my whole point right there in a nutshell, Rayford, is that they have a right and understandable right that they dislike the man. Now, if they go to the point that they're trying to physically attack somebody because of that belief, that's when it becomes wrong.
You mean like
they're not
shooting?
deranged just because they don't like the man. That's what he strives for.
Yeah.
You know, he like I say, that's the part that I think so many people support Trump miss, is that he goes out of his way to tick people off.
You mean kind of like the guy in the Klan robe walking up and down Western Boulevard?
Right.
Yeah.
He goes out of his way. He invites it. It isn't unjustified.
He invites it.
He begs for it.
Like the guy wearing the Klan robe.
Yeah.
He wants it to
But
happen.
you get my point. You get my point.
Have you seen any of the
you
shows?
can say that the person who physically attacks him is wrong,
Well, they are.
he was also inviting it.
Well, yeah,
You know,
inviting it.
if I wear that and walk through South Central LA, nobody should touch me, but do you think somebody would?
The point there is he has a legal right to do it.
Right.
We have Chris
But
at
you should also have a reasonable expectation of human.
All right, we got to do a little bit of weather because we got to
Anyway, we go. I appreciate y'all's time. I know we
Thanks,
worked this
Steve.
morning, so
All right.
I can't walk no more. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day.
Did you say you can't walk anymore?
I said we beat the horse so he can't even walk no more.
Oh, the horse.
No, we didn't. I don't beat horses. I beat jackasses from time to time, but they only had 2 legs. All right, Steve, take care.
Okay.
Have a blessed day.
All right. It's spirited conversations like that actually
Yes.
are good
Right.
because we can bring out, for every point, there is going to be a counterpoint. Was it 60 Minutes used to have a point, counterpoint?
Yes.
Or one of the shows, point, counterpoint. And that's what it's all about. We can do that kind of stuff, and we should. But when we get physical or we incite something, now the guy in the Klan robe, there would be a point that he could be arrested under certain conditions
Right.
for inciting a
Oh,
riot.
yeah, I agree with
Okay.
that. But like you said, if somebody wants to wear a MAGA hat, he should be able to wear
He
it
could
without
do
the fear of somebody slapping him.
Yeah.
or slapping it off his head. Same thing goes for the Democratic side. If they want to wear something that's expressing their feelings for the Democratic Party, they should be able to do what they want
Democrats, you
to.
can do it.
But but there has been so many stories of people who very much like Trump and follow him, and there's so many stories of them being assaulted because they were wearing some type of
Yep, absolutely.
T-shirt, hat, or whatever.
Okay, here's a case in point. We'll do weather, and Chris, hang in there for just about 1 minute and 32 seconds.
Right.
A guy wears a T-shirt says, "I hate black people."
Right. That's just wrong.
How about a guy that wears a T-shirt that says, "I love black people"?
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you don't, my thing is,
I'm saying just they each have a right to do it.
They do.
One of them is going to spark a reaction.
That's right. And you should know, everyone should know, when you go out dressed with something like that, you probably will get a reaction, but you have to expect that these days. It's just the way the world is.
But we are people, and the people are different. Trying to read people, I don't know if we ever be able to figure that part out because they're people. Today, out of 60 nautical miles, I can do better predicting what's going to happen out of 60 nautical miles today than I can predict what I'm going to bump into today on the streets. Westerly winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming southwesterly 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas only about 2 feet. Friday, tomorrow, southwesterly winds 5 to 10. Again, seas not much, 2 footers. Saturday, southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, increasing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon, 2 to 4 footers. There's a chance of showers and thunderstorms on Saturday.
Today, sunny and hot. Sunny and hot with a high near 97. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 76. Friday, sunny and hot with a high near 97. And Saturday, sunny with a high near 94.
All right, Chris. Our number is BR 549. BR 549. Chris.
I like what Richard just said, and he's absolutely
He didn't
right.
say anything.
He said, we have become the land of the offended.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Richard, you should have called in and said that.
Perfect.
But I love the conversations, and it is. And Steve is just so good what he's done because he's passionate about it. And I like that. I like it, Steve. Don't get me wrong. I like it. Chris.
Help.
Chris.
Good morning, everybody. How's that?
Good morning.
Baker 19. Where are you there, good buddy?
Good morning. How you doing, Racer? I think you need a strong coffee after that.
I don't want any coffee. The coffee makes me hyper.
It was starting to get a little loud, wasn't it, Chris?
I was excited because
I was counting down.
I liked the conversation because so that we can all understand that everybody is different. Dang it.
Well, I understand that completely, but I know that you're passionate, and I know that Steve's passionate, and I was like, it was starting to build, but then y'all brought it right back down again, which we all appreciate.
Chris,
but yeah, I understand.
Chris, did she say Steve and I were passionate for each other? Is that what she said? Oh God, I got to go check my card.
Oh my gosh.
Steve's laughing anyway. Okay. We got a big game coming up here on Friday night.
Saturday.
That's what I said. On Saturday night, the night after Friday.
Yep. What is it?
It's a bunch of birds out there going to be flying around.
Ospreys.
Yes, that's what
I'll tell you what, Chris, the Ospreys are really holding well this season. They're doing great. They're doing great. And you just recently did a story on their pitcher, and I had to laugh because it was Lane McEachern, I think his name was, and I had to laugh because you were talking about his height as being 6'7", and you said, well, maybe 6'6.5".
Well, maybe he's wearing platform shoes for the 6'7", right?
Well, no. Well, one of the things I do is because a lot of these players come from different parts of the country, or even
Right.
outside the country. So instead of doing the traditional play-by-play game story that I don't think really a lot of people are really interested in. I mean, if they want to find the scores and the scores and the play-by-play, they can just look up that online. But I try to do more of the outside the box type of stories,
Right.
And feature these players because, like I said, a lot of them come from different walks of life, and a lot of them have pretty interesting stories. So, I interviewed one of the ball players, a relief pitcher. He pitches kind of in the middle innings for his college team in Missouri, and but he's what they call the closer for the Ospreys. He's the one that gets the save and saves the victory for them. So
Like Goose Gossage. I remember Goose for the Yankees.
Yeah, so I talked to him about
Really?
that, and then and then he
We got a goose in training.
It fits.
well, the Ospreys do go as the silly gooses sometimes.
Yeah, there you go. Not a problem.
So, of course, we all know about the that internet, meme slogan all the kids came up with 6'7". It was silly and it kind of got played out, but all the kids kind of lost their minds over it. But I said, "Look, man, how tall are you?" And he goes, "Okay, I am 6'6.5". And I said, "Well, I thought you were 6'7". He goes, "Well, I say I'm 6'6.5" because I got tired of people picking on me about it." So I just thought that was kind of an interesting angle to kind of lead the story. And then he goes, "Well, regardless of his height, he's he's a good pitcher and he's adjusting and he likes playing it." So you try to capture the if you're a parent, you're fully aware of what 6'7" means or what it doesn't mean, and so you can kind of relate. So it's
Did you, in your story, because I did not see that, did you have any graphics to go with it? Like a photograph of him and a tape measure?
No, didn't do that, but just didn't do that, but did have some pretty awesome photos that Mike Tackett took, and I swear Mike Tackett can capture the facial hair from 3 miles away with his technology. So it's he does some great job with his photos. But we ran some photos of Wayne the pitcher, and we've done quite a few different stories on different ball players throughout the summer for the Ospreys.
Cool, excellent. All right.
So, but yeah, Lee, you're right. They are. I think they're like 24-8 overall now.
Yeah.
So,
That's amazing.
Amazing.
That's
3 years in.
yeah, that's just amazing.
Look where we're at.
Forced to be reckoned with.
Well,
yeah, and the thing is, they play in pretty much all their games are within the division, and so they'll play like the Sam Hill's Bogies, which is one of the top teams.
Yeah,
and so,
I don't like them.
like maybe four of those losses are against like Sam Hills. Now they've beaten them once or twice, but a lot of those losses are kind of sort of like the same two teams. But every team I think in the division makes the playoffs, and then they'll have a chance to win a league title here within the next month or so.
Oh, cool. Good. Sand Hill.
Excellent.
Maybe we could get some sand spurs and put them in their mitts.
Yeah, aren't they Sand Hill? Isn't they out there around Fayetteville area, Spring Hope or something like that?
Well, I think
Is that the one?
St. Hills. I think they're near about like Southern Pines.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bogies,
okay.
It's
All right.
the whole.
I knew there was one.
It's a bunch of sand out there. That's all they got.
Yeah, and then
Golf
of course,
courses.
Newbern has a team, but they're in the league, but they're not in the same division. But they do. The Ospreys do play the South Falls once or twice a year. And, but yeah, please come. Continue to come out because I think the Ospreys it's a good situation for our community, and I think they appreciate the support. So we definitely need to. Look, a lot of these type of summer teams they fold because of lack of interest and lack of support. But I think our fans continue to support this team, and you keep it at it because we want this team to last for years to come.
Yes,
Right
absolutely.
My wife and I are going to try to go to this game this week.
Saturday night.
Yeah. I just want to be there. I haven't had the chances most of that. And summers, as you know, for me, are kind of crazy.
Yes.
This year has been way beyond
Yes. You need to bring some chairs too.
insulated chairs.
And when they do the national anthem, guess what we're looking at? The national
Flag.
anthem.
We have flags. We are
looking at center field
Yes.
at the American flag during the national anthem.
Has anybody hit that flagpole yet with a ball?
No.
No,
Rayford, don't ruin it.
No, they haven't. They haven't hit the flagpole with the home run. Of course, the flagpole and the flag is only flags have only been up for a few days.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That would be
Well,
interesting.
they're on the other side of the fence. So if they hit that, isn't that an automatic home run?
Yes. They hit it across the fence.
What if it bounces back in?
No, as long as it crosses the fence, it's a home run. So that does happen a lot, though. It'll bounce off the bleachers in a major league game and get back into play. But it's it'll be a home run.
Oh, wow. I'm excited. I can't wait to go Saturday night. So that's going to be awesome. I have another question I want to ask you. I haven't delved into this too much, but maybe you can explain. Sean Richmond was let go as the athletic director and football coach for Liberty Christian. And I understand there's a lot of controversy brewing over him being let go. Is that true, or what can you tell us?
Yeah, so Sean Richmond was the athletic director and the football coach at Liberty Christian. It's the private school in Richland.
Right.
And he's the one that built that. They play 8-man football because they're such a small school. But he, with help with parents and of course the players, built the 8-man football team that they were entering their 4th year, and they've taken the big steps each year, and they were pretty excited going into the season. I think they had a chance to win a lot of games. And then last week, at this time, last Thursday, he was called into his office by the two principals. They have a lower school principal and then a high school principal. So I guess because he asked to answer to both of them, he sat down with both of them along with the HR person and was told that they were not going to renew his contract. I guess that the teachers and staff at those private schools have to, I guess, are on an annual contract. So they did not expire. They did not continue renew his contract, and so that kind of left. He was preparing for the season. I mean, they start official practice in 2 weeks, and they have their first game in a month.
That's tough.
That's tough. So he was a little scratching his head because, well, can you tell me what I did wrong? Can you give me a reason? And he's very confused as number one, why he was let go, and then number two, why, can you give me a good reason? And they couldn't really give him a reason. Now, I've had several conversations off record with different folks who've given me, and obviously, I'm not going to say what they said because it was off record, but, let's just say that I think, egos can sometimes get in the way. I think sometimes people, let's just say egos get in the way sometimes, which is unfortunate because this gentleman, he's an associate pastor in his church, and so he's he doesn't necessarily fit the mold as he's kind of a tough looking guy, tattoo, has a couple of tattoos.
He's an outlaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's an associate pastor, and he takes care of the kids, and the kids love him, and the community loves him. So he's tough on the kids when they don't do what they're supposed to be doing. They're listening and paying attention, and showing their rear ends. But he'll love them, just the same. And but yeah, a lot of he's received a lot of social media support. And I hope he lands on his feet. And him and I talked off record that maybe this is. I just appreciate his point of view because he told me on the record that yes, this hurts, but I would be a hypocrite and I wouldn't be teaching his word if I if I went against what the Lord wants me to do. So I need, if I'm a role model, I need to follow what God has for me. And
he's probably got a better calling waiting.
Yeah, and I think so too.
Him.
So at the end, it hurts, and obviously it would hurt if you let go of a job you've done for a long time. But I really appreciate his perspective about this is what the Lord wants from me, and He wants me to move on to a new chapter in my life, and I'm going to accept that, and I'm going to do the best I can.
Well, I wish him the best then. I really, really do. I hate to hear all that. Sometimes other personalities can play such a harsh role in decisions, and that's a shame. But while I'm stirring up controversy, Brunswick County, there was some parents
I had some problems there.
Their children, their young people, are homeschooled, and they went before the city council, or it could have been the county commissioners, asking that their children be allowed to play in public school sports. I know that at one time here in Onslow County, there was issues over that. I know that the Onslow County school system has a procedure you have to go through, fill out forms, you have to apply for it, and those homeschool students have to have at least some enrollment, I believe, in the county schools under a subject or something. But have you heard recently, did you read that Brunswick County story, and how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I kind of followed it a little bit, and then I remember writing a couple stories several years ago when that situation came to Onslow County, and we just talked about Liberty Christian being a private school, and and I think all of us can agree that we will never ever criticize a family or judge a family for sending their kids to private school if they want to homeschool their kids, because some parents, some families don't feel comfortable with the public school system, and we respect that and we understand that. And sometimes you want your children to go to a school that adheres to your culture and religious beliefs. So I don't find any fault in that, and my wife and I have considered taking our enrolling our 13-year-old to a private school in the future. But when you make those decisions and your child is not enrolled in a public school, unfortunately, you're not able to. In my opinion, you're not able to partake in those extracurricular activities that are provided by such schools. So, even though, for example, you live in the White Oak School District, but you send your kid to a private school, or you homeschool your child, and you want your child to play, football or basketball or baseball for that school that you live, I don't think you should be able to do that because your child is not enrolled in that school.
I think there is opening up a really major problem there. First of all, you may have a kid that you're homeschooling, and you may have a kid that, is a star athlete as far as real abilities are concerned, and that you live in the White Oak School District, but the guys over at Jacksonville say, I'd like to have that kid on my team over here. Maybe we could recruit, that word, recruit that kid to come over here. Would that not open up that kind of a predicament? And
high school recruiting does happen a lot more. I know it does. Than the school system wants to admit, and it does happen, and it really needs to stop. And,
yes, it does.
I don't like kids transferring from one school to the other just simply because of sports, but it happens all the time. And Rayford, you're a Jacksonville guy. I went to White Oak High School when we were in high school.
I'm sorry.
Of course, Northside wasn't built back then. We had a couple of teammates that that transferred to Jacksonville High School because they wanted to be the alpha dog on the football team. Right. They didn't think they were going to be at White Oak. And when we played them, we treated those young individuals as like they were Benedict Arnold. Right?
I can see that. Wow.
Yeah. So, we thought, hey, you deserted us. You're a traitor. So we wanted to, on the field, we wanted to kick your rear end.
Oh yeah, they were targeted.
You don't see that a lot this year because it's, you see a lot in college people transferring left and right. But I think that would happen regardless. But going back to the homeschool situation, look, again, we don't fault parents for wanting to send, that adhere to their religious beliefs, or they want to homeschool because that's what they feel. But you know, if you want to do that, that's awesome. That's great. More power to you. But then you don't have the opportunity to have your kid participate in the school, extracurriculars, whether it's football, baseball, track and field, band, chess club, because you are not enrolled in that school. Mm-hmm. Now, I think there's a little bit of wiggle room that if you do take a class or two at the school, well, then you're theoretically a student at the student at that school. So
if you're enrolled at the school, then you're enrolled at the school. If it's one class or six.
The county has this set up, the county school system, where, like Chris said, if you enroll in a class, and that's the only thing you're taking.
I got no problem with that.
I have no problem with that. Now, my biggest argument is the people that want their kids to be homeschooled or send to private school, and that those opportunities don't present opportunities to play sports. They're like, well, my tax money goes to public schools too.
It does.
But I think that's a illegitimate argument, because all of our tax money goes to different things that we don't particularly use. Our tax money goes to pay for government buildings. But
I don't have any children or grandchildren in school. I still pay taxes that go to the school system. A lot of taxes.
Yeah. Our tax money goes to pay for government buildings, but I can't walk into this building or that building and use it however I want, anytime I want. There are certain rules you have to adhere to. So, it does kind of frustrate me when people are like, well, we pay taxes too. Yeah, but
that's a terrible argument. All right, Chris. Thank you, sir, as always.
Well,
maybe I'll see you on Saturday night. I'm hoping so. I'm planning on it right now.
Are you going to be there Saturday night?
And I did want to give you guys a heads up. We are actually going to be going on vacation start next week. So going to be going on next week. So won't be able to call in next week. But
you don't have a telephone?
Where are you going? I'm going to be on vacation, Rayford.
Enjoy your vacation.
No, that doesn't count. No. 5 minutes to your time. That's all it is.
Chris, enjoy your vacation.
See you Saturday. Hopefully, you're at the game Saturday night. I'm doing my best to be there.
We were going to be in Virginia this weekend.
Oh, okay. Well, enjoy Virginia and enjoy your vacation. Vacation, God.
Vacation.
And hello to Veronica and your daughter for us.
You just came up with a new word.
Thank you so much.
Let's do a boatcation. Yeah, there you go. All right, Steve. Take
Chris.
Steve.
Good Lord.
Hey, Chris, take care.
Hey, Lee, great for self-discombobulated.
I'm going to tell you what.
I got one here for you, so you need to listen up, all right?
Well, I've got one for you.
Lee, one more thing. Rayford's got Steve derangement syndrome.
There you go.
Oh,
SPS.
All right, guys, I'll talk to y'all later.
Bye. Let's start some controversy.
Okay, here we go, guys. I got something for you. Do I have a Mr. Bright hanging around there? Mr. Bright, if you're hanging around, would you give us a call, please? I'll need to talk to Jack Bright. I'd like to talk to Paul Buchanan as well. So if either one of you or both of you will ring us up, you know the numbers, 910-333-0139. I'd like to get both of you on the line if we could, because I want you to listen up to this here. I got a question for y'all two police officer types here. You know a lot of knowledge and have a lot of knowledge. But what would happen, Lee, this is for you as well. What would happen if I set up a class?
Oh, boy.
If I set up a class, I got me a room and I set up a class. I invited a bunch of known drug dealers to attend that class, and then laid out surefire plans that would give them a leg up in not getting caught while they sell their dope. In other words, I tell a bunch of secrets about how to get around stuff, how to hide your dope, how not to deal with the popo when they come a knocking. Okay, now that's one. What would presidential candidates do if I did a similar class and suggest ways that people who just don't like these candidates for one reason or another might be able to get away with pulling certain dirty tricks on them that would likely cause them to be afraid every place they went? Would this be illegal? Illegal. How about unethical? Do you think there are criminal charges out there that could get me arrested for showing people how to break our laws? If I showed a bunch of drug dealers how they could get away and get around the law, lawyers can't even do that. They can tell them how the law works, tell them what they can and cannot do. They cannot suggest ways for them to go out and break the law. But could I get away with doing that? Telling drug dealers, y'all, here's what you need to be careful of. Here's a list of the cars that the police are driving. This is what I know that they've got. I'm asking for some friends of mine who apparently are doing something like that now.
What? What?
Here's what's going on. Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen is putting prominent Democrats, including potential presidential contenders, Representative AOC, California Governor Gavin Newsom. He's giving them notice. He's blasting them for hosting webinars and sharing resources on how illegal immigrants can defy ICE.
Well, yeah.
ICE has resumed making vehicle stops after a one-day pause following two officer-involved shootings in Maine and Texas. Mullen noted that this reckless, illegal alien activity comes after sanctuary politicians held webinars and shared resources for how to openly defy ICE. Could I get away with setting up a drug seminar and telling drug dealers, known drug dealers, or maybe some newbies, how you can get away with violating the law? Here's some tips, guys. Here's a good way to do it.
Well,
let me explain to you what you need to do when you see the man behind you, what you can do. Here's how you can disguise the dope so you can get it smuggled into this country. Guys, pay me some money for this.
Would it be aiding and abetting? But I don't think there's any laws on the books that address that unless you're actually going out with them to distribute. And I don't know, Rayford, that's ludicrous.
I don't think so.
It's just crazy.
What's ludicrous is that we have elected officials, guys who are, I'm not under an oath of office here.
Right.
To support the Constitution, right? I think AOC, regardless of what she thinks in her brain, I think that she and Governor Newsom both have an underworking office in their offices, have taken an oath to support the Constitution.
Hold that question because we're going to ask the judge when
Yes,
he comes
we
in
are.
next month.
I'm going to ask the district
If you
attorney
can
because
hold-
I want the district attorney next week.
Yes. Okay. That's pretty cool.
I got a bunch of stuff.
Well-
I'll invite him in here. But I'm serious. What would be wrong if I did it? If I can't do it, then why can they do it?
That's a very good question, which I have no answers for. No answers whatsoever.
Well, why should anybody think that this was okay for them to do this? Why did they even think it's okay? I mean, they read the law books up there. They know what their laws are.
Because they're special. They think they're special. They think they're above things. Not all of them, but there's quite a few of them. But, I want to go back to the phone call with Steve.
Okay.
You two were talking about TDS, Trump deranged system, and going back and forth. Both had very good points.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great discussion. And you brought this up yesterday. This was after.
This might be loaded.
This was after hours. This was on our chat line. And I really didn't get into it until a little while ago, and I'm thinking about it, and I looked it up. And let's talk about TDS, okay? A Florida congressional candidate and former U.S. Marine is facing backlash after posting a video calling President Donald Trump the Antichrist and saying that the president must be killed.
Yeah.
He's a Republican write-in candidate for Florida's 5th Congressional District who describes himself on X as a prosecutor running to fix a broken political system.
He has some mental issues. The Marine Corps said he was discharged.
That's right.
He, for medical
reasons.
He obviously has. He's a lieutenant, or was a lieutenant. He was an officer.
Lieutenant.
So
right.
we know that he started out okay. There are people that end up with issues, brain issues. I don't know the reasons for his medical discharge. I'm assuming it was something medically related, right? I don't know whether it was just, I don't want to say just a mental thing, because that's a serious thing.
Right, right,
There's no
right.
such thing as just mental.
And would you consider the possibility of maybe him having Trump derangement symptoms?
No.
I mean, he's calling Donald Trump the Antichrist and said he needs to be killed.
I don't think he's got what we would generally refer to as TDS. I think that he is not likely, from reading the stories. Now, I know nothing about this guy. I did not do a jump down into him, because his background's going to be shut down. It's already been black opt out. You can rest assured of that. There's not a whole lot you're going to find out about anything in his past other than what they want you to know. That does not make him any less dangerous. And in fact, thinking that he is okay and feeling this way himself probably makes him more dangerous.
Well, think about it as too. Somebody like this, first of all, I would never consider voting for anyone, regardless of what side they were on, that put out garbage like that.
No. But he needs help.
He does need help. And I hope people see that. But there are going to be the haters, the Trump haters, that will push him and support him and campaign for him because they hate Donald Trump so bad.
He won't I don't think he'll be available for the election.
Well, he just threatened to kill the president.
I don't think he'll be available for the election.
He may not be, but he's a writer and he doesn't have to be available.
Because he can be arrested.
Yeah, sure.
But we don't want to arrest him and charge and try him for what he's saying.
Speaking of the president,
to take him out of commission, yes, until they can get him some help, yes.
He is doing a presser tonight at 9 p.m. The president will be on television at 9 p.m.
Not on my TV.
And so those of you that choose to listen to what the president has to say, I will be listening.
Good luck.
I don't care who's president. They say they have something to say. I'm listening.
Well,
I want to know what's going on.
Call me and let me know, because if the only reason that I don't care is because of
you should care
the claims that he is going to get on there.
But we don't know.
Deal with a 2020 election. He's not satisfied with the results of that. That all may be a smokescreen. I really hope that is. I hope he put out that as misinformation, because that would be the kind of thing.
He didn't put it out. He's not put out anything. It's other journalists that have done that.
He may have slipped it and said,
"Nah, I don't think so." But anyway,
he has hinted. Do you remember the other day when he said something about his third term?
Right. But he didn't say that's what I'm talking about on the presser at 9:00, the address to the nation. I mean, if they've got something, let it out. We want to know. I want to know, because if foreign countries are interfering with my vote, I want to know. That's right. But I'm anxious to hear. Is he going to talk about Iran?
Should not be the president putting anything out about that election. It should be DOJ. If there's something to put out that's illegal,
we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't care one way or another. I just want to hear what he's got to say. I've watched everything when Biden was doing his, Obama, all the way back, because President of the United States is in office and they're coming out to say something, whether I agree with it or not. I'm going to listen. It's a good, educated voter. We'll see.
But you voted for Trump anyway.
You don't know that. You don't know who I voted for.
You said you did.
I don't tell anybody who I voted for.
Live and local. We'll talk when we're awake, and I'm going to go to sleep in a bit.
Richard said he always got popcorn and a cold drink when Biden was talking.
I got ice cream. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.